waiting for you.
We've just gone live for the first time now, Adam. I'm sorry, everybody.
What was all that was happening?
That was us just hanging out. Apparently, I forgot to hit the live button, but we're just straight into it right now. How do we make up for lost time here? How do we get it back, Adam?
I don't think we get it back, but we had a great discussion about the Pacific Crest Trail and how people are being warned that it's bad. I think is the quote. Bad.
That's true. Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Let's re-say hello. Steph's here. We've got Scott.
Woo,
We've got Trail Pimp. We've got Sandy Hill.
Ooh.
Hello from San Diego. That's a beautiful shot, by the way, Sandy. Looking proper right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, my wife just yelled at me. She goes, "Tony, you're not live." And I'm like, oh my God. That's great. Out here for like the last 10 minutes by ourselves, just like thinking that people are tuning in. And I'm like putting people up on the board, like talking to them. And then like, nobody's really responding to any of my questions or anything like that.
I loved it. I thought it was very sincere.
So everybody missed the awesome intro I had for you too.
Wait, didn't you play that intro? But you played that intro before, right? The skating?
No, the intro I had for you with the mental athlete and the owner of the Maserati and the houses.
That's right. Tony claimed I own a Maserati and a Porsche, and that I'll help people up the stairs and all kinds of true stories.
Except you'll if somebody is physically hurt, you'll pick them up physically and bring them up the stairs. And if they're mentally hurt, you'll pick them back up and repair their soul.
Whoa. I need to have you follow me around as like a hype man. Can you do my intros when I speak publicly?
Because you just gotta pay for my travel fees.
Okay, done.
I'll be the hype man, come out and then get everybody like before the Leno show, that guy.
If that actually became the case, people be like, can we get Tony back up here, please? We would like to hear more about his skating career. And
he doesn't really offer anything except for just nonsense, and we like that. That's perfect. Let's see. Hello, just got out of the segment. Good timing. Perfect. So did the segment, we should mention that's Mark's 100th episode tonight, which is fantastic. Congratulations, Mark. That's a lot of going lives, a lot of conversations.
That dude has so much hustle, and he's worked hard for everything that he's absolutely earned. And what you see is what you get with Mark on there. He's a genuine dude.
He is.
Oh, yeah, and congrats on his 100th for sure.
Travis says, nice thumbnail picture, Meatball. Who took that pic? Wink, wink. That would be Travis that took that pic on a group ride. How are you doing there, Travis? How you doing with school, buddy? Let's know in the comments below. I know he was working at the Path for a minute and then disappeared into the PNW, possibly? Is that right?
A lot of people disappeared in the PNW. Never to be seen again.
I think, what's his name? What's that guy that jumped out of the airplane?
DB Cooper?
DB Cooper. It was at Oregon or something like that.
Was that BMW? Really?
I think it was up there somewhere. He took off from the BMW. He took off from the BMW.
Every year someone says they solved who DB Cooper is.
Yeah, I watched the documentary on Netflix. Did you watch that?
I don't think I've seen so many. Honestly, there's so many of those about that. It's pretty engaging. I should watch it. I don't think I watched the Netflix one though.
All right, I'm gonna reread the quick little news clip because I want to see if people what they think or if they have any news. So basically, what I'm talking about here is the Pacific Crest Trail. The hikers this year were told to avoid San Jacinto Mountains during the winter storm aftermath because it's so bad. A quote from the Riverside Mountain Rescue president said, "There are some of the worst conditions we've ever seen on our mountains in a long time. In my 10 years on the team, I've never seen them this bad. And I don't know when they've ever been this bad. They're pretty friggin' bad." I don't know why he's just really laying down how bad and terrible it is, maybe just because he doesn't want people to do it. But while on March 1st is the first day that permits are issued to start the long distance northbound hike, most northbound through hikers start the PCT in mid-April. So we'll see. But right now it looks like up there, it's already, there's snow up there every year, even on a normal season. So around that time. So we'll see.
If this was the early 90s, that whole quote would be taken out of context because all those bads become very engaging to go try it.
They do. It's just because you want to prove that bad president wrong. You want to show the man.
I was thinking like Michael Jackson bad. Like, am I supposed to hike?
Oh, you were talking about like who's bad?
Yeah, who's bad? I'm bad. I want to go hike the Pacific Crest Trail when I'm not supposed to.
Travis said, just finished my midterms today in this semester. Oh, he's at Berkeley. That's right. Good stuff, Travis.
Hey, didn't Peter Gabriel make a song called San Jacinto?
What's happening?
Peter Gabriel had a great song called San Jacinto.
Did it have a J in there?
Yeah, Jacinto.
I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying San Jacinto.
I think it's San Jacinto, and I would really encourage everyone to listen to Peter Gabriel's song on it. It's great.
All right. I love Peter Gabriel. I mean, I don't love him, but you
can. It's all right.
I like listening to his music.
Yeah.
That's just like a way I say things.
Very talented.
What's up from Laguna Niguel? What's up, Martin?
Around the corner.
What's up, MB? Let's see who else we have here. What's up, Kaz? Steph, I missed our Tuesday nights together. That sounds like a special time that you guys had.
It sure does.
Paul, thanks for letting us join. LOL. I don't know what that means, but
you know what that was? I think it's because you weren't live right away, so that anticipations.
Got it. How quickly I forget that we've been chatting here already for double the time that we're on. That's funny. We've had 2 repeat conversations because of that.
We have.
Jay Kim says, "What's poppin', Tony?" I don't know. Well, I actually here's something. Adam.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
You know what? I was going to say something if you didn't. It's your birthday eve. Let me be the first to wish you early. If Heather hasn't wished you early, happy birthday.
She hasn't. In fact, she says, because every day I say it's my birthday, and she says, no, it's not. And I count it as the whole week.
It doesn't. You tried to claim the week and she rejected it?
Yeah. And my dad sent me a happy birthday today. That's because he doesn't know when my birthday is. So he said me happy birthday because he didn't know what day it was on, and then tried to pretend that he was just sending it to me early. So you're the actual first one.
Really? That's great. That's very sweet. What do you got planned for yourself?
Tomorrow, Heather's taking me out to a nice fancy steak dinner, and we're going to go to the Chop House in Brea and get a nice mashed potato steak, and I'm going to get a Long Island iced tea.
Ooh.
I don't know why I said Long Island iced tea. It's like a trash drink, isn't it? It's
you get a couple of those. They're delightful. It's great.
Yeah, and those are like every alcohol in the cabinet.
It is. Hey, speaking of, cheers. I've already indulged a bit, so this is half of a mock shot.
That's a fun glass.
Yeah, isn't it? Robert Sindick got it for me in Mexico, so it's bigger than a normal shot glass.
That's proper for you, though.
I feel like honestly, now that I've seen it, I feel like I need to actually top it off because it feels
show everyone a proper mock shot, because we talk about this pretty often.
Yeah. But it's hard to see it through here, but this is
it's full. That's full, ladies and gentlemen, of Maker's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And how easy that is for you. I would probably projectile vomit immediately after taking something like that.
Don't mess around, man.
You don't even have that. You don't even have the squint face afterwards. Like,
yeah. No, it's just I know what I'm going for with it, and I love that everyone's blowing up the happy birthdays on you, man.
Happy birthday, happy sweet 16 times 4, maybe. I don't know. Whiskey sour. We got MTB Raging in the house. A couple Long Island iced tea, and you're delightful. That's true. Zoom tight. Happy birthday! Cheers. Happy birthday! Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate that. Drinks. That's right. I'm going to take a big sip. Right.
Yeah.
And then we'll get on to the next topic. Do you have a topic? Did you bring a topic to the table tonight, Adam?
I have a topic, and it's kind of a surprise, and you're going to think I'm messing with you right now, but I'm not. But for everyone who's watching this right now, I am wearing an old school, just in as a birthday eve treat, an old school outsider.
Oh, beautiful.
Now. Yeah, this is the go. It's hard to do this in reverse. Go Ride Appreciate shirt. Which I have to tell you, man, you've been such an influence on so many people. And, you know, I love giving you your shine and your compliments.
The flowers. You're always giving flowers, man.
I got to. But that's what I think about with you with riding is You've encouraged so many people just to go, like your little head thing, like let's get started. And to get on the bike, one of the things that sticks out to me of all of your videos, it's such a small thing that sticks out to me, but you actually were at Snow Summit. And I think you were talking, what's the green trail there? Is it Turtle?
Going
No.
Green.
Going Green. Thank you. Turtle's the blue one.
Uh-huh.
Going Green. And I remember you showing yourself riding down that. And so many people admire you, and you're a very skilled rider. You're a professional athlete, pro skateboarder. And I remember you coming on saying, look, if you go to Summit and you want to do Going Green all day, make that your thing. And I remember how freeing that was for somebody of your caliber to let everyone know it's totally cool to enjoy a bike park on a green trail if that's the thing that you're really stoked about.
Yeah.
So I love that the shirt was like, you're telling people to go ride, and obviously the Appreciate is a nod to the Appreciation Station where we all hear the Zelda music with a cool sweeping thing. But just the overall thing about like appreciating those moments that you're in. It's hard, you know. Sometimes when we ride, it's easy to go like A to B. Like I got to the top of the trail, I'm going to go to the bottom as fast as I can.
Yeah.
But you really encourage people, like, take it in. So I appreciate that about you, man.
Thanks, man. That's a lot of kindness and greatness there that makes me feel, it fills my heart as well. And you know, I remember making that video, and something that's funny about making a video like that is because, you know, I've started out as a beginner, and not that I'm some professional mountain biker by any means. I'm okay. But I remember feeling very intimidated going to the bike park, especially Snow Summit, because you go up there and there's dudes that are like pro riders that are riding there every day. And you're like, you kind of feel intimidated because everybody's going to the big double black jump trails. And you're like, I've never ridden this place before. And I just want to just get used to it. And I felt silly at the time because I was just riding down the green trail like over and over again. But I was like, you know what? I'm feeling more confident every run, and I'm getting used to the speed. And that's the build up to the blue trail. That's one of the things I didn't say there. If anyone's nervous about going to the bike park, if you do that, you're eventually going to see yourself like, well, I want to step it up, and now I'm ready for this thing. And you're going to be on the blue trails. And then that's when you're going to start to feel like your experience is going to level you up just organically. You don't have to force it. And don't get intimidated by friends that are better than you and make you go on a trail that you don't want to do, because your first impression is going to make you dislike it. And it's going to be too scary. You're not going to want to go back. So even if you go by yourself or with some beginners, like, I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent here because
you're not, like, you're honestly saying some things I think are so important for people to hear from somebody of your caliber and even influence, which is, that's cool. You spend a day pass for some place like Summit. It's absolutely intimidating. It's a huge step up from some place like Sky Park in the scope of things,
speed wise. I mean, you're going super, like triple the speed sometimes.
Big time, right? And so for you to tell people, like, if that's your thing, that's your thing, you know how freeing that is instantly. Because, like, I know my audience, there's a lot of people who just appreciate, like when I did I called it a slow butter breakdown of like the rock garden. And I get it. Speed helps you. Speed's definitely your friend on that rock garden. But I was trying to focus on just momentum and try and demystify an intimidating section of trail for a lot of beginners to intermediates. And you did that in the scope of like a little blip of a comment you made when you're like, if that's your thing, make that your thing. And I just watched that. I remember telling Sarah, I was like, this is why I watch The Outsider. Like, I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, thanks for that.
I love that. I love that. It's those little things that I don't think anyone picks up on that apparently people are. And I love that. I appreciate
100%,
that.
100%.
Let's see what else we got going on here. What's the difference between girl spaghetti and boy spaghetti? Meatball.
That's a great joke, Marty.
I like that. He's always good for a good dad joke. Happy birthday, Tony. I'm drinking Monster's new Beast Unleashed Scary Berries Seltzer. Wow. That's a lot. That's a huge name. Monster's new, the Beast Unleashed Scary Berry Seltzer. It's like a tongue twister. Well, good for you. I'm drinking a Stone Delicious. It's one of the Enjoy buys, and the alcohol, I didn't realize, is 9.4, which is
it's a little higher than the normal. Content.
Little, yeah. I mean, usually they're around 6 or 7. This one's 9.4, which is like
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty up there.
Well, what's your go-to? Is it Elysian? You like
I like the space stuff. I've been trying just you know what I've been doing? We had to make a video about this. I used to drink too much. I used to drink, like, get a 6-pack and just go through the 6-pack. What I've been doing lately is if I want some, I'll have 2 the absolute most 3 in a night. And I think that I'm done. What happens after that is it just turns into like a slippery slope where I'm not really like, I'm just doing it automatically, like routine. Like, oh, I'm just gonna have another one. But if I set myself up where it's like, oh, I have 2, 3 of the most, you're done, you eat something, and you go to bed. That's a nice night. No need to be hungover the next day. You know, I'm trying to, without quitting drinking, I'm trying to fluctuate and play with the idea a little bit so it's more conducive to a regular lifestyle. I think I got with COVID, I made a video about it, like where it just kind of like took over for a minute. Like the routine of it became too problematic for me. Like,
I love your transparency on that because it's incredibly relatable, I think, for a lot of people. And it's really interesting. You know, they've done studies on this thing where like whether you're dieting or you want to regulate your drinking or whatever the thing is, they've actually done studies on like the self-talk that says if you tell yourself I can't drink a 6-pack anymore, we actually want to do it more because it feels prohibitive. But if you actually just say I don't do that, I don't drink 6 beers in a night, I drink 3, that feels like you're at full choice and you're more likely to stick to it.
Yeah, and it makes me feel less guilty too. Like if I'm like feel like I'm in control of it more than just like giving into my inhibitions at 3 beers where it's like easy to go get another one. Yeah, it feels like that. We got Colorado Kid here, everybody.
Hey, that's great.
Hey, I'm mad Tony didn't come hang out with me in Sedona. So am I. Looks like you guys. At first, I was like, "Oh man, it's maybe a good thing I didn't go this time because it's Snowdona, and I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to ride." But you know, giving you guys full credit, you were able to pull it together and go to Phoenix for a couple days and get some amazing riding in there, Hawes, South Mountain, and then I think Sunday you were able to ride in Sedona. So that's amazing. I'll definitely be at the next one. And for anyone that's watching, I know I asked you already, Joe, if you're going to be going to Bentonville, and it looks a little bit far, but I'm really making a stride to try to make it out to the Bentonville Bike Festival at the end of May. That's kind of my next riding destination. My next big trip I'm going to try to do for about a week. I'm trying to get this guy to go too, and Mark from the segment. We'll see though. It's coming up quicker than I thought. It's coming up in 2 months. So
those
I
things
don't know,
happen.
Adam. What are you thinking?
I listen, I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. My schedule fluctuates so much, but that's good company for you, man. And I got to say, kudos to everyone who went to Sedona. Like the optimism was off the charts because they showed up with snow and they made the best of it. You know, people hung out and connected and rode. And then, like you said, went to Phoenix and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah. Joe says, I need some company to pay me a bunch of money to go out there. Otherwise, I have too many damn festivals. I know, Joe. I got to give you credit though. You're kind of a festival master. I mean, you're able to do all the things. You're getting riding in. You're getting content in. You're pleasing the fans. You're a one-man show over there, man. You got to.
How does he do that? Honestly, like that. He has a lot of his charisma is natural. It's off the charts, and he's very creative and wonderful in all his content. But it's a lot. It's a lot to be on when you're, especially at a festival, right? When you're around a lot of people. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I always say this. I'm an introvert, so for me, I get sucked dry. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Like I get exhausted mentally, and I need like a day off. Joe seems like he can just snap to it. Boop 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 boop. He's just on.
He's quick, man. He's got a razor wit about him.
I love that. Who else we have in here? We got Sandy Hill. He says he's drinking beers. I have been trying a new non-alcoholic brew called Athletic Brew. I've heard of this. They make IPAs, hazies, wheats, lagers. Great when you don't want the alcohol, though. I love me a nice beer. That's cool. That's good. Something good to look into. That's nice. That's my bread and butter. I live for this stuff.
He does. He totally gets energized by it, and he's so good at it. Honestly, Joe deserves every ounce of success he's earned.
He does.
Right?
Because remember when he came out to Downeyville, I invited him out for our trip, and he came out and did a full day of riding with us and hung out. And for those of you that don't know Joe, you just know him from the videos. He's an exceptional man as he is on camera off. He's the real deal, man. I consider Joe a good buddy. Can't wait to meet up with you again.
Say, when I'm watching his shorts, a lot of people, if you're not content creators, you don't realize like the amount of work it takes to edit something like that is tremendous. So yeah, give Joe his flowers.
Yeah, I'm giving you the flowers, Joe. You deserve it. Thanks for being here, buddy. All right, what do we have next on the topic issue? Oh, okay, this one's kind of cool. This one's it's a borderline brag, but I just want to give everybody an update
Thank you.
I made a video about like how I was gaining weight. Do you remember that?
I do. Where you at?
I'm down about 12 pounds now.
Dude.
It's weird though, because I'm at a phase where it's hard to really tell, but like it doesn't look like an astronomical amount. Like I don't look that different, but I
You look
feel
great.
like I'm getting into the stage where I'm going to look different soon. You know, like another 5 or 10 pounds, I might look different on the trail. But right now, I'm like, I just went up to like, I'll be honest with you, I was almost at 220, and
Okay.
now I'm about 208, 207. So I'm on the cusp of dipping in.
Tony, I'm going to tell you sincerely, I think you look great, and
Thank
your
you.
vulnerability with this kind of stuff, like when you said you made the video about drinking too much, and then to put yourself out there and say you're making a video on how you've gained weight and you want to lose it, that's incredibly vulnerable. Like a lot of people don't realize that for every compliment you get, there are haters and there's people who just want to
Yeah.
like shit on you, right? So
Yeah.
it's incredible. Kudos to you, man.
But I
It's
will thank you. I will say the community though, after it's always scary posting something like that, but after you post it, 99% of the people are very like either been there or
Mhm.
appreciate your honesty and vulnerability, or it's for the first hour I look at the comments and I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, I'm at ease because everybody's understanding. We have a really great community that I forget about sometimes. I don't forget. I just sometimes expect the worst when you post something like that because it's vulnerable and you don't really know what to expect. I will say, Biker just posted one. I don't know if you saw his video about how he gained a lot of weight and he's down about 40 to 50 pounds.
Mhm.
And that was pretty awesome to watch. Like I can definitely relate to his journey, and he's putting in a lot more work than I feel like I am right now. I'm basically just doing portion control. Like
I think it's a start and you're 12 pounds down. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the point is this, you have significant influence, so does Biker. And I think you and I talked about it recently when I had a chance to watch Bam Margera's documentary where he's right in another country being like, I just want to get back to skating again. And he
yeah, yeah,
recognizes he's not at the level that he was. But I think there's something about like that kind of authenticity, vulnerability, and transparency that allows all of us to be like, I'm totally normal. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
have the same like struggles and challenges and stuff. So I love it when I think I've told you, man, some of my favorite videos that you put out are your Q&As or these ones where it's not even writing. It's just more insight into who you are because you've really influenced so many people or so many eyes are on you, especially on the SoCal scene. And I know it's bigger. I know your reach is bigger for sure. That it's just nice to hear somebody talk about the things that I think we're going through or that we're thinking.
yeah, yeah. It's something that I definitely wouldn't have done in the beginning of the channel, but it's something I think it's weird. I think having the channel for a few years, you start to feel more comfortable with your audience, like they're part of you. Like I start to have confidence in the
Mhm.
community because I know most of the outlook of people are like positive and they root for you. It's
Uh,
not like some other type. I bet you there's some channels like where people are out to get you, or they watch you to they hate watch you, or
mhm.
whatever, just whatever it is. But I'm really happy and fortunate enough that we have a community that is I don't know, down for being positive and rooting for the possibilities of things that are going to change in a good way rather than
I
rooting for you to
I agree.
fail.
Yeah, 100%. I think the difference is when you have content creators like yourself, or even Joe, who's obviously very charismatic and highly skilled and stuff, or like Mark, who has his 100th episode, with the right healthy dose of genuine humility, that's when people root for you, right? Like
Yeah.
all it is just bragging, like, hey, look at what I can do, kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's hard to root for people. But I think with genuine humility, it's right to show your strengths, but then, the balance of that is to show the things that are challenging you. And that's where we start to go, yeah, man, like I'm totally in your corner and got your back. Like I'm in to see how the journey goes.
Good stuff. What do we got here? Timothy Healy, Timotheos, he's back. Dude, I gained COVID belly, EMTB in winter, 20, maybe 25 pounds overweight. Dude, it happens. I gained about 30 pounds, 25 pounds during COVID and
Mhm.
didn't even realize it. It's one of those things, I don't know if anyone can relate to that, where um, you just all of a sudden wake up one day and look at yourself in the mirror for the first time in a minute and really look at yourself and you're like, okay, my body's different right now and I have to
Mhm.
accept that. And it
Mhm.
hurts. You know, because it hurts one because you actually see it for the first time and you know that you can do better than that and know where you were, but then you know you have to do some work to do because you're two choices, right? You can give up and just be like, this is who I am for the rest of my life, or you can be like, no, I need to do some work to get back to where I was because that's where I was happy at. I don't know. It's easier said than done, though, right?
Big
I think
time. But
you're
I'm
right.
curious, like and I know that like you started the live cast late, but you had this really dope intro of you like skating when you were younger. Do you feel pressure to get back to the level you were at when you were younger? Or do you recognize like I have a birthday tomorrow? I'm older. So what's my level now that, I'm
Yeah.
older? What is it for you?
I definitely don't have any realistic outlook that I can skate or do the things that I did when I was younger. I mean, one of the reasons I started mountain biking and got so into it is because I realized that when I was skating, I couldn't do the things I wanted. My brain knew how to do the tricks, but I'm not jumping down 15 stair handrails anymore. And like I realized I can get the same kind of rush and adrenaline and feel like a progression from learning mountain biking, and also I loved where it brought me. So I found my passion being transformed into mountain biking, and almost like a ghost had left my skate body and placed me on the mountain bike. Like
That's
I
cool.
still one of the things too, I definitely want to skate more, but I think it's hard for me. That's easier said than done. It's hard for me to go skating and to limit myself because I know I can do all these tricks, right?
Yeah.
So it's like every time I go skate, it's like saying goodbye to certain things I can't do anymore.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
backside tail slides on a ledge that's 2 feet high. The
Yeah.
younger me would just hop right the hell up there, shove it out. Now it's like maybe I'll do a no slide. It's like
That's so relatable. It's like that common thing of you don't know when it happens, but one day like you're watching a movie and you get up from the couch but you're getting up with all the
yeah,
like the sighs and stuff. When did that happen? Like it
I
used to
know.
just spring up, right?
It's like one day it appears or it's been there and you just didn't realize it yet.
Yeah, totally.
All
Well,
right,
that's cool.
one other topic I've got moving on is
Mhm.
this is e-bikes are trending so much that Audi
Mm.
and Porsche are now making e-bikes. Have you seen
What?
this?
I
Yeah,
haven't.
Audi just released an e-bike. Porsche made one, and it looks kind of weird. Like they've got like regular components on there. I think like shock components, like Fox stuff,
Mhm.
but they do what cars do, and they make them look weird, like too aerodynamic. Like the frame has like rounded at the top and stuff. I wish I had
Are
a
these actually
picture.
mountain bikes or are these just like e-bikes to cruise around and be fancy on?
No, these are like straight up like enduro looking downhill trail bikes with full
Really?
suspension and everything. Let me see if I can find one.
You have
Audi.
me intrigued by it because I don't know, like I want utilitarian. Like, give me a Super Outback. I'm totally happy with the Super Outback. It does the things I
Yeah,
needed
you
to.
just got one, didn't you?
I did. I got the Wilderness Edition. I can't. I was going to show it to you today if we were going to ride. So
Oh man,
we just
actually,
taking
I take it back. This thing looks pretty crazy.
you saying that in a good way
It's
or?
like um not in a good way.
Oh, okay. You have me very intrigued by
Oh,
it.
it won't let me open it. Anyway, it
Okay.
looks crazy. It looks like the space. It looks like a Tron bike.
Well, that I like though. Like, does it make the wall
You
behind it?
do?
Well, if it makes a wall behind it or cuts people off, that would be a whole new level of mountain biking, wouldn't it?
Let me try one more time to open this up.
Okay. I believe in your
Settings.
technical
No,
savvy.
no, it won't let me. I don't know
Uh,
why. Anyway,
we'll
anyone
look
have,
it up.
if anyone's seen those
Audi
bikes?
and Porsche, you said make it. Is
Mhm.
that right?
That's right. All
Okay.
right, so we've got some questions, Adam, from this week. Let's get into some questions.
Okay.
We've got Eddie MTB. It says, what advice would you give someone anxious about going on group rides due to skill level or fitness level? You want to take that one?
Whoo. I totally understand the anxiety of that. I think the first time I went on a group ride, the first thought is we start to size ourselves up based on everybody else. And trust me, there are definitely going to be certain people based on the group ride size who are really happy to show off and be like the really fast rippers and shredders. And they have that skill. I would give you the advice of look for rides that are very clearly saying it is a social pace, a social pace. I would
Right.
encourage you, right? I would encourage you to join Tony's Patreon. He's good at social pace. Find rides where the people who want to rip can go ahead, but you have qualified people doing sweep and someone in between so that riders of all skill levels can enjoy themselves, not be blindsided by features that are out of their skill levels coming up. But do not convince yourself that it's not worth going on a group ride. You might make some of the most enriching relationships and experiences that you've ever had just by putting yourself out there. Would you agree?
I totally agree. I mean, I was actually, I have a, thanks for the Patreon plug, but that's when we do group rides. And I was nervous even to meet up for my first couple of rides with them. And like within an hour, I realized that everyone was just so nice and the community was awesome. And even if, I mean, on our rides, we have people that are like, not pro, but like very aggressive riders and then
Very
very
skilled.
beginner riders. And everybody gets along on the same plane. There's no attitudes, there's nothing. And everybody's super patient too. So if we're going somewhere, and it just kind of works itself out. I say just go for it and get over the hump of the mental block. You know, there's something pulling you for telling you not to do it. But as soon as you go, you're going to want to go to every single one. It's like going to the gym for the first time, right? Like the first time is going to be weird. You don't know where the machines are. Everything kind of sucks. And then you get your routine down and you know everybody there and you walk in and then it's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I love that. And honestly, like even when I get to ride with you, you're way faster than I am, but I never feel like you're put out or I'm not
No.
enjoying myself because, you know, in a social pace, people stop at the appropriate parts of trails so everyone can ride at their speed. Everyone gets together and goes again. It's totally worth doing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. Okay, next question from Flex MTB. When are you going back to Downeyville? Did you sign up for the race this year? If so, see you there. I didn't sign up for the race, but we
Hmm.
talked about this last time. I'm in the process of trying to figure out when our next Downeyville trip will be through Patreon. And another Patreon plug. I promise people I'm not trying to force you to join my
I'll plug
Patreon,
it
but this
for
is all
you.
the good stuff I
Here's
do.
the thing. We're friends and I'm a patron. So I love your Patreon rides and I think it's worth the price of a cup of coffee a month to
Yeah,
be on your rides. Downeyville in particular was I'm not this isn't hyperbole. That was magic for a lot of people. People enjoyed the
yeah,
ride, but they equally enjoyed the time to just chill and connect.
I agree. Okay, the next question is from Octodad Marty. What's the
Mhm.
best trail you've ever ridden?
That's
What do
so
you got?
subjective. No, I want to hear yours. I would love to hear yours.
Mine,
It's got to be
mine
reasonable.
honestly is Squamish or Whistler. Like and I'm not trying to give zero love to where we're from,
Mhm.
but just because of how different those trails were, it's like they are made for mountain biking first instead of like hiking trails that have been taken over by mountain bikers. You know,
That's a
like
really good point. Yeah, that's a really
it's
good point.
interesting when some of the flow trails and some of the epic descents and stuff. I want to say top of the world descent from Whistler Bike Park is probably my, like the ha moment. My voice
Wow.
went cracked out there. But
I,
okay,
I love
I
it.
mean, what's your go-to? You haven't ridden as many trails as me, but I'm sure you must have a favorite.
Honestly, my favorite is the Laguna Loop that you've spotlighted, just because I think it's a great equalizer for everybody out in uh, Laguna, Crystal Cove, that kind of area. You had a loop that starts on Missing Link, Fence Line, Lizard, Camarillo, Stagecoach, but it doesn't feel like you're ever having to stop a trail in order to climb to go to point A to get down to point B and do that again. It feels like one long loop.
Yeah,
And I think if I have a limited amount of time and I want to just get a sense of adventure that's not at a bike park, yeah, it doesn't have that grand scope that is on those hiking slash biking trails. That Laguna Loop, I think, is gold.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's one of my favorites too. We were supposed to do that today, but I forgot to charge my stupid bike.
It happens.
It happens. All right. So what do you have a video coming out this week? Let's talk about anything coming up.
I don't. And you know what's interesting is I think for 2.5 years, you were like this too. I think you might have hit 3 or 3.5 years. I really tried to focus on getting a video out every single Monday. But the fact is, like, it takes a lot. I think for those of you who are watching the chat, even Joe Colorado Kid talked about how long it takes to even put those shorts together. It's a lot of work to edit a video. And I personally want to put videos out that I would want to watch.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a video this Monday simply because of rains and busyness. I haven't had as much of a chance, to ride. But when I do put a video out, it's because I genuinely want to put that video out. It's content that I want to
Yeah,
see.
of course.
You know, what do
Quality,
you
not
have one
quantity.
coming out though? I got the sneak peek on your Patreon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I put together I've never been an Apple Watch guy, but I put together a little uh, review / breakdown of the Apple Watch Ultra and Series 8. I've been riding with them for the last couple of months. So I put together a quick little video. There you go. That'll be coming out Monday on my thoughts. And stay tuned for that one. It's weird. Like a video like that's only 5 minutes, 4 minutes has taken longer to edit than some of the trail videos I do, just because it's so tedious. You're putting information together, you're laying voiceovers down, you're putting B-roll in there. It's a lot more. It's not that I don't like doing it. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's surprising how an 18-minute video will take you a shorter period of time than something that's under 5 minutes.
It's so true. I think when I do a review video, I'm like, oh, I can knock this out like, in a few hours. And then a couple days later, it's like, oh, my review video is done.
Totally.
There's some people in the chat
there
shouting.
He is. Look, we've got Mark in the segment.
Hey, congrats to your 100th, Mark. Blair said it's one of his favorite trail groups too, by the way.
Mark, what's your favorite trail? The segment, and what do you got for us? What's your go-to? You're gonna say Greer Ranch, but which one?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Mark's gonna say Greer. I know it's not TMB, because secretly, even though Mark has the skill to do that trail, I know that's a very intimidating trail without even going there. So, hey,
we've got Joey, we've got Blair, still in my favorite trail. Yeah, he's talking about the same trail, Blair, is that you were just talking about, I think.
I actually call it the outsider loop because I wouldn't have known it if it wasn't. This is how this stuff works, Tony. You pass that knowledge down in your video before you and I ever met. I did it. And I actually share that with people. My first group ride, by the way, was that trail loop, the outsider.
Yeah, and then Blair said he actually met you on that loop.
He did.
That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, Mark likes overdrive, he said.
That's a good one. I haven't ridden Greer this year.
I've never ridden Greer, so we have to go. Would I like overdrive?
Yeah, that's what we have to do our next week. We have to go ride Greer. Maybe we'll show you around. Mark's around, maybe Blair's around. I don't know. Blair, have you ridden Greer? Demo Flow is fantastic. That's one of my favorite trails too. Can't wait to go back to Santa Cruz.
Hey man, you just got a new patron.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome, Tater Dom. Again, I have to say, I love the profile pic.
So good.
It's beautiful.
Hey, Tater, on the next Outsider Patreon ride, introduce yourself, because I love going to Tony's Patreon rides. I try and attend those. I won't be able to make the 25th. I won't be in the state at the time, but introduce yourself. It's always nice to meet new people on those. That way you get a chance to connect.
Yay, we got a new member. Can't wait. All right, it's about 30 minutes. This is when I usually tie things up. It's about 40 minutes now. What do you have any outgoing messages or anything you want to talk about, or anything we missed?
Listen, my outgoing message is going to be this: happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Sincerely. Like I'm
40 something. I'm not going to give the exact age. I'm 40 something.
I won't reveal it, but I just want to say thank you and sincerely. I know it's your birthday. But you've been a gift to so many people that you haven't even met or even haven't had a chance to interact with you. I know that to be true because I've heard it from them. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Like you are inspiring people and you're encouraging people. You're getting them out there. Your transparency, your vulnerability, your Patreon group. It's all gold, man. So very happy to know you, to be friends with you, and to support you like this.
Thanks, man. You always leave me feeling like I'm going to go dance around the house.
Do it. Are you gonna dance like a pork chop, or what are you?
Yeah. I always send Adam this GIF of a little steak dancing, like a little meat man.
Is that what it is? A steak? And I'm trying to find something.
A steak. Eat a little steak for dinner. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate you coming on. I feel like I feel like I want to make this more of a regular thing. You're great to have on, and you got some great insight. And yeah, you're a good friend, and I want to keep this going. So if you'll come on every now and then, maybe other week or something like that, just don't try to take over the show. Obviously, this is my show.
Never. It's
All
your
right.
show, of course, but I'm always, hey, whenever you want, I'm always down. So
All right. And with that, guys, check out my new video on Monday, and then I'll see you right back here, same time, same place next week at 7 o'clock. Peace out.